Oh yes, sir. Once again, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. I'm still George ONYIBE, and of course, I hail from Abo, Delta State. And it's important we continue updating our people, we continue sensitizing our people, continually renew the mind of our people, exposing them to the truth that be. And honestly, this is not an easy task to do. We're not expecting a breakthrough or success at the tip of our finger. But of course, we agree and understand that it requires a lot of sacrifice. It's going to take time before our people know the truth. But you see, we are not in a hurry. And certainly we are not going anywhere. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This morning, without wasting much of our time, I want us to look at the message I titled, "It is our responsibility to develop our land, but not on the expense of others." Not on the expense of anybody. It is our responsibility. Let me start this morning by reminding us about my last broadcast, which I pointed out certain issues to the newly inaugurated leadership cabinet under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I was trying to point out some facts. Renaming Port Harcourt International Airport is not the best thing for him to do after Obafemi Awolowo. I've not forced Bola Ahmed Tinubu to change his decision, and neither am I speaking on behalf of the people of Niger Delta in general and Rivers State in particular. But you see, most of you are clamoring and crying for one Nigeria. A one Nigeria, you are not ready to do what is necessary for it to actually emerge as a sovereign nation that she is supposed to be. A one Nigeria, you are not ready to pay the necessary sacrifice that will make all of us to be happy and live as one. A one Nigeria you cannot defend. You are not ready to tell yourself the truth. You are one Nigeria. And now, having said that, I still stand on my word. This is my region, and I'm doing what I know is right. We almost lost credibility to point out evil and atrocity because of one useless criminal called Nnamdi Kanu. But somewhere along the line, in the absence of light, darkness will prevail. And so you see, we are not going anywhere. If this be the will of God, that any of us should die for saying the truth, and that let him take all the glory. Why did I have to start with this broadcast this morning on that angle? Because we need to tell ourselves the truth. It doesn't matter whose fault is God. We need to tell ourselves the truth. Having said so, I went up later on. Of course, that broadcast was cut short because of my battery went down. And I went through all the comment section, and I saw certain comment section, two of them that I need to actually respond to. One of them said that his name is God's Power Obasui, who is a Yoruba. And God's Power, if you are listening to this broadcast, God's Power Obasui, I will appreciate if you can call on this line and then repeat what you said so I can be able to educate you. He's a Yoruba man. God's Power, the number is 08065875555. Call that number, let me educate you. He wrote to me and said a lot of things which is not of any issue to me. It is in his place to do that. And he started saying that Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja was named after Igbo man. And I asked, was it before the war or after the war? He wrote back and told me one or two things that I should be sincere. In fact, he directed me that I was sick. It's still on the page book wall there. And then I responded to him and said, one of the greatest problems we have is the poison known as intellectual dishonest individual. They are the worst poison known to men. God's power is coming to tell me, a Yoruba man, that I do not have the right to say something is wrong. But you come and view what he's saying as a Yoruba man, it projects tribalism. And now I'm not among those people who come against tribalism any longer. If you follow what God's power had said, you will see it's part of the thing creating division in Nigeria. If you follow the thought of God's power, you will see these are the reasons why the dream of one Nigeria is like a mirage. As a Yoruba man, he jump on my platform, he start yapping and talking rubbish. God's power, I will advise you to tell the president of the new president of Nigeria, I'm talking about God's power, Obasuyi, you tell Tinubu to arrest me and hold me in Kamnikado like Emnanekan. The DSS are there, but you are an idiot, you don't have sense. You are the people destroying one Nigeria, and you are telling us about one Nigeria. But the people, criminals like Emnanekan, will not allow us to come out easily. Let's be sincere. When will a property in Yoruba land ever be named after Igbo man? We certainly understand the difference between the military regime and the civilian regime. There's very little differentiation, but they are the same. Why would our lovely Tinubu not name one airport in Yoruba land after Igbo man, after Ijo man? I'm not here to look at the past. I'm here to make sure that if indeed we sign up for anything, let's be sincere. Stop deceiving yourself. The last person that has the mandate to come on my platform and talk rubbish is a Yoruba person. Don't let me bring it against all your people. I have made a vow not to condemn a whole generation because of the atrocity of one man. And so when you are coming, I just gave out a number, call that number and talk to me. Maybe as a moral person, I will listen to you. You're coming on my wall. If I don't block you, that is because I want people to see how hopeless you are. When, what era, how was Nigeria moving towards that time? And considering the position where we are today. Now, today we have a new president. He's just started, maybe 3 weeks or 1 month in office. It's too early to celebrate or to dismiss his capacity. No, we are watching, we are praying, we are hoping that the new president of Nigeria will do the right thing. But in the absence of that, my brother, to all his own, anything Tinubu like, let him do. He can be fighting everybody because nobody will be able to talk to him. Let him continue. Let me remind you again, God's power. You look at the issue of female file. I still repeat it again. I'm not supposed to be talking about it. I support Tinubu. Because I can assure you that in less than a month or thereabout, I withdrew 1 million naira with bank charges of 400,000. And so every 1 million naira I withdrew, Nigerian bank collected 400,000 from me, my money. I had the privilege of working in a university project where I was, of course, Abara, the UST in Abara, where I was reimbursed or embossed to continue the project. In every 1 million naira that was given to me to do this project, Nigerian bank collect 400,000 from me. And how I managed to conclude that project is something I don't know except the grace of God. Who did this policy? My brother. With the help of some individuals. Only God knew what they were thinking. And that is why Tinubu may be fighting to avenge or revenge Emefiele, the former governor of Central Bank. It's okay. Because my brother Emefiele never bothered to check the implication, the consequences of his action. And then we are moving on to another stage, where I will also call the attention of the president to desist. Because once everybody knew him for that, he's not going anywhere. If all of you can come out and rubbish Goodluck Ebere Jonathan, if all of you can come out and condemn the government of anybody, be ready that you must do the right thing, because he that must come to equity must come with clean hand. What am I trying to say in effect here? The Ogun State governor recently made a publication less than 36 hours ago that everything about subsidy was a scam. That is a Yoruba man. And he's saying that subsidy is a scam because Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in power. But when Buhari was in power, they didn't say subsidy is a scam. But now, let me prophetically tell you, subsidy is a scam. We know where it's going to. All this subsidy is a targeted project against Atiku Abubakar. Because from the last funding, he's the one in charge of subsidy or collecting majority of the money for subsidy. We know about all your refineries in diaspora, how you set up logistic operation, you do the importation and the... But if that is what the president, the current president is doing, and then we have an issue. He should focus on how to build Nigeria, how to unite Nigeria, that you're loving one Nigeria, that Nigeria you so love, let us be one Nigeria. This is the time to put whatever you have on the decks and let's go that way. And so I have to address you, God's power, not because you are relevant. I can ignore you and move on. But these are where we are having problem as a people. This is where we fail. If you think I'm such kind of person that you're going to come, you give me money, I insult my father and my father, then you are hallucinating. Yes, there are a lot of Igbo people who are on social media cursing Igbo people. To them, they collected money and that is what life is all about. And that is the reason why our region has been so messed up. And today we are losing our ground on daily basis, and it's almost impossible for anybody to visage what the preferred solution to restore our dignity will ever be. But you see, we are here, we are not going anywhere. Somewhere along the line we will get it right. The truth is that nobody will be allowed to sell the next generation of our people. And then I encourage those of you who come on my platform to talk whatever you want to talk. It's okay. But do not indirectly attack me, because I will respond to you. My problem is, if I mean you, I will not leave you. If I hold you, I no go leave you. Don't bring your madness here. You may be crazy, and consider another may be mad. There is a difference between you are crazy and you are mad. One of them is still in the process, and the other one has been cured. So respect yourself. And now, this having been said, we'll briefly come back to my topic this morning, which is simply titled, "It is our responsibility to develop our region, but not at the expense of other people." Nigeria, if you must truly define her, is a country made up of 3 regions. I will stick on that. This country made up of 3 regions comprises of Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. And I'll give it to the Yoruba. They meticulously, honestly, and sincerely developed their region. I lived 11 years in Yoruba land. Lagos State, Oyo State. In fact, the area of Oyo State where I spent some few time there is a remote village. If you are from Oyo State, Lunge, the community is called Lunge. I know the history of the Yorubas, from Modakeke to Ife, from Elaje to Arubo to Kwara to Osho I know the in and out of Yoruba the same way I know my region. But you see, the founding father of the Oduduwa nation made sure everybody was brought on board. Today, Nigerians believe that Yorubas are the same. But they are the same because they made it so. But let me tell you what you did not understand. The same way you have different ethnic minorities in the south and the southeast, the former eastern region, is the same way it's applicable to the three regions that makes up Nigeria. But the failure of my region, the eastern region, the Igbo region, is as a result of insensitivity, which I pointed out in my last broadcast. Until today, that poison known as insensitivity, that disease of insensitivity, is still ravaging that region. That is why on a daily basis we lose our ground. We're not able to perceive it. You go to the northern region, they held their region firm. The Igbos in the north are referred to as northerners. Under IPOB, when Nnamdi Kanu, the criminal, was doing the right thing, I was the one who went to the north. Of course, before the creation of Middle Belt, they were part of the north. More Igbo indigenes from Ebonyi and Enugu are carved into Benue State. I remember the night we visited those communities. Ado local government, to be precise, where we summoned all the Igbos in Benue State to come for a meeting. I remember that over 6 hours, their elders were crying. Well, why were they crying? They said they thought they had been forgotten. They have accepted their fate. So they are Igbo Hausa. And then one useless idiot will come and tell me, hey, he say you are not Igbo. Thunder will fire most of you. We try to bring up these people to the platform. Because whether Nigerian put you in south or southeast or upland or riverine, bottom line, middle west, southwest, in the normal circumstance, Nigeria is supposed to be Nigeria. We have failed. Insensitivity. We failed our people. And look at where we have found ourselves. On a crossroad that determined a redefinition of who we are. And so today, if I sit back and see something that is going wrong and not able to speak up, and then I hypocritically come and say, oh, we are one Nigeria. I want to be a Nigeria I can be proud of. I want to be a Nigerian that I can boast for. I want to be a Nigerian I can bleed for. If there is no avenue for me to be this, and then I stick on my ground. And you know what that option is? Biafra. If I be a martyr, I will not be the last. Because as far as this injustice continue, I borrow the words of General Philip F. Young when he handed over the Biafra nation to Nigeria under the leadership of Yakubu Gowon. He told them on that very day, "They rest assured that if what you did to us, you repeat the same thing to our children, they will rise up in the nearest future." This is the outcome of some of those prophetical declarations. Agitation is not coming that whether we are Nigeria, whether we are Oduduwa, whether we are Fulani, whether we are anything. It really doesn't matter the last time I checked. If everybody was equally treated. It is injustice. It is the corruption. It is nepotism. It is tribalism. Hopelessness of leadership will make people to sometimes feel, for me to be treated this way supposedly in a country I call my own, something is wrong. And I haven't said all these things. Let's look at one thing. Let's review one thing. It's all about developing your region now. We spend time blaming our political leaders to be responsible for all the setback we have encountered all these years. I do not doubt that. It's not an issue to debate. They played a major role. But while they were playing this major role, what did we do as a people? What did we do as a people? We kept quiet. It doesn't concern us. Everybody went on their old way, doing everything they want to do on their own. They forget about the next generation. I know the history of Nigeria practically from inception. I know everything that happened. I know how we got here. All we want is tell the people the truth. There was a time under IPOB, they were shouting, Ambazonia, Ambazonia, our brother Ambazonia, our brother Ambazonia. What a shame. But for your information, Southern Cameroon was part of Nigeria. They left Enugu Parliament when they felt they were not carried along. A plebiscite was conducted by the imperialists who made Adamawa State to be part of Nigeria, which was former Cameroon, and then Southern Cameroon to be part of Cameroon, which was former part of the Eastern region. Maybe you now ask yourself, why do you have Francophone and Anglophone in Cameroon? Why is it not replicated any other places in Africa, except for area where such dispute came? And so I ask you, our Eastern region, our South, South, and Southeast, what were you doing when Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon, the Anglophone of Cameroon, moved out of Enugu Parliament and became Cameroon today? And I remember when Nnamdi Kanu was trying to deceive Igbo people. They were saying, oh, our Ambazonia brother. The same way they will tell you, our Oduduwa brother. What a shame. And one of them made a statement. He made a broadcast advising Biafrans, IPONG to be specific, move away from our matter. It was the failure of your fathers that made us join this Cameroon today. Because the one they call Nama leg or Ziga leg, I was the one that introduced all of them, link all of them to Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu looking for where to cash up and turn to an idiot. You want to rip off the emotion of the people and thought, you are not, whatever we need to do now can only be achieved on the base of sincerity, transparency, honesty, and equity. Without that, the journey has just started. Learn that from Nigeria on daily basis. Even the so applaud government of Ahmed Tinubu is draining Nigerians. 100,000 naira doesn't have value anymore. Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the current president of Nigeria, can say he's trying to solve the problem of the past government. But since I was born, from the military era to the civilian era, most especially the military era, they always come as a corrective regime. They end up doing worse and they move on. But the point is that the current state of Nigerians, it's uncalled for. And they are planning to increase the fuel price to 700 naira per liter. But at the end of the day, from what we are seeing, it's going to be in favor of Aliko Dangote. Because the moment his refinery flags up, you will buy fuel from him maybe 1,700 to 1,000 naira per liter. You'll be happy you have access to it. You'll be happy it's there. But what about the life of Nigeria? I listened to a radio station yesterday, and they were talking about the removal of subsidy. And the presenter vigorously, passionately were telling the people, do you know that my Senegal friend said Nigerians complain too much? That he has been to Nigeria and the kind of life we're living here, that they can't afford it in Senegal, but yet Nigerians are complaining. And I listened to that presenter and I shook my head. For God's sake, I have neighbors who are financially capable, who are wealthy. And I have my children, and let's assume I can't afford to pay their bill like my rich neighbor. Is it normal to compare my financial status with that of theirs? Senegal may be poor. They may have only rice or beans as a source of livelihood or income. But it's not the case of Nigeria. You cannot have gold, silver, diamond, every precious stone known to man, gas and oil, and then you live like a poor in poverty. And you say we shouldn't complain. But these are some of the things the media does to you. Now understand, everything I have said so far has nothing to do with this broadcast. But this broadcast is actually dedicated to reminding our people that it is our responsibility to develop our land, not on the expense of other people. That is where it becomes a crime. We sit back and we complain about what we don't have, how we are being marginalized in Nigeria, how we are being oppressed in Nigeria. But how much effort have we put to develop our place? What is actually hindering the development in our land? If you are not able to tell yourself the truth regarding this issue, then fasten your seatbelt, because your misery has just begun. Sample all the states in the Igbo region. I call it Igbo region, not because everybody is Igbo region. Because I want to put this discussion on 3 regions that was amalgamated in 1914. 3 regions that were brought together. 3 regions that gave birth to Nigeria. We paid enough price. For people like Professor Ben Wabwezi, people like Enahuru, people like Mbazurike Amechi, people like Nnamdi Azikiwe, of course people like Abafemi Awolowo, Tafawa Balewa and the rest of them, to be able to move the motion for Nigerian independence. It was the blood of Enugu people that signed that document. Most of you don't know. If there were no killing in Enugu mining of coal, that document, maybe by now, we'll still be fighting for independence. It was the blood of those people that moved the descendant of the imperialists who were living in Zungeru to begin to consider the option of giving us this our one Nigeria. And when we got this one, our one Nigeria, other 2 groups went back to their region and began to develop it. I don't care what they have done to us. I don't care what they intend to do to us. I don't care what the conspiracy is, but they went to develop their home. But what did we do? You can see the replica of what our fathers have been doing from the activities of Nnamdi Kanu. There is no difference, just that it happened in different scenario. We gathered together. We said we want to be relevant in Nigeria. We said this is what we want. We understand that to bring about this development, we have been divided and there is need for unification. Let us unify our people. It sounds okay. That is what is supposed to be done. Everybody came on board. But as a result of what has happened in the past, many of these ethnic nationalities within this region were not comfortable. They didn't come forth. That is where people like us played the role we played. We worked very hard for the unification of our people. And finally, we had everybody on board. This Asare Dokubo, most idiot and insulting, paid more sacrifice to unite our people more than most of you. It's like when you talk about Adakaburu. Most of you will not know that many people did not know Adakaburu is not a Enugu boy. Adakaburu in his time was the student president of University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Adakaburu lived more like a Enugu boy than Bayelsa. More than Enugu boy than Bayelsa. But today, Adakaburu opposed the restoration of Biafra more than you can anticipate. This is because of insensitivity and trying to do things on the expense of others. Asare Dokubo, I will not talk much about him, but the reason I'm even mentioning him is to warn Igbo people. Don't let Nnamdi Kanu or Tapiapia Freedom Fighters Association to drag you into creating more problems for our region. Please pardon me. Let me attend to this client. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Morning. Nobody did there. Which of them, please? Okay, that one is 3,000 per square meter.
3,000 per square meter?
Yes.
Okay, 3,000 per square meter. Ask one, how much?
One is 150.
150. One 150.
Yes. Hi. That should be about 3 square meter now. That is 9,000 naira. Let him divide 3,000 by 36. Oh, well, audience, I'm so sorry for this. Good morning, Chairman. They know they sell on one. Now, square meter. 1,000 pieces is 3 square meter. That is 9,000 naira.
Okay, that is 9,000.
Yes.
Okay, for 1,000 pieces.
Yes.
And 2,000 pieces will be
18,000.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Oh, sorry, honestly, I did not expect this. Just that nobody to attend to them. But let's continue. You know, they say, they work. Go and look for work. Let's not go anywhere. And so, like I was saying, whatever we are doing and how we come here was to bring our people together. Asari played this role until he was betrayed by Nnamdi Kanu. But you cannot be in the midst of nowhere. You should be somewhere. Life avoid or abhorred vacuum. So he filled himself up. He's a friend of the president of Nigeria, Tinubu, and I support him. We all have to make our choice. But we must understand that when we begin to toe on that line, we are not going anywhere. Having unified our people, you empower them. How do we empower them? We have a lot of cultures that are dying. You hear Ijaw, the Ijaw today, it's not Ijaw of yesterday. 90% of Ijaw children can't even swim, not to talk of fishing. Life is changing. You empower them. You hear of Akwadenala, Akwete, Akwanyocha, our traditional ways. They are gone. We have few remnants of our people who can still weave this cloth locally. No sponsorer. Empower them. Let somebody help them. We have those who make clay. We have those who mold pots. We have those who are like the Godomigodo. They are unique when it comes to wood design. Let us empower them. We have those who are very good in craft. Oposo, blacksmith. And then when everybody is well equipped, you can now be able to influence other areas of our life. But where did we do that? We've almost gotten all these things. But Nnamdi Kanu cannot trust anybody. He's the only righteous man in the whole of Biafra land. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. All of us are demons. If the money does not go to his family or come from his family, he says we are deceiving ourselves. And people began to ask questions. Is it how the Biafra will be? Is this how the Biafra will be? For 4 years, we tried to talk to this lunatic, Nnamdi Kanu. He will not listen. People start calling me, asking questions. I keep defending him, believing the lunatic will repent, stop his drug, and let's be realistic. And meanwhile, activities has hindered many things. The people are obliged. And when Nnamdi Kanu discovered that harassing and intimidating politicians gives him money, he took on that line. Even Hope Uzodinma was making plan to go and see Nnamdi Kanu. For what? Even Hope Uzodinma was making plan to go and see Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody. Imagine. What for? So he can be Senate president. Let us be careful. Nnamdi Kanu start harassing them. He harassed Okezie Ekpazo. He harassed Orji Zokalo. He harassed David Umahi. He harassed everybody. The only real man I saw there in the southeast is David Umahi. David Umahi said no. But of course, one day I will tell you what happened that David Umahi disassociated. First step to development of our region was unification. Because the first step to destabilize was unification. All the monarchs, all the leaders of the former Igbo region, I call it Igbo region because we have Yoruba region, we have Hausa region. All of them are assembled in Enugu. Nnamdi Kanu claimed God. He said he will be their leader. If he can't be their leader, and then let nothing will happen. And David Umahi, a hustler, David Umahi, Nwadiane, David Umahi, how do they call him in Ukuri? He stood his ground till today. You unite the people by creating certain platform, but you disorganize a bringing by what they are doing. And that is how the effort to unify our people died. Now they cannot start collecting money. Now understand, in our region, our values are a little bit different. Where I come from, we don't betray ourselves. We don't fight ourselves. If you try it, you are in trouble. In fact, we don't fight strangers. If you are not Abo person, you are living in Abo. Find out Abo people. Are they looking for your trouble? Find out Eka people. Find out Anyoma people. Those of you who are not from Anyoma in Anyoma territory. Have you seen any Anyoma person harassing you? But you see, if you do anyhow, you see anyhow. Because according to our value, you don't undermine a stranger until they give you the reason. These are development starts. Now the Kanu took money. So people are saying, where did he take the money? Ask him, what did he seal, deliver, and document with Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi? Ask him. Until he answer and tell us what he sealed, delivered, and documented, all of you, you are all hallucinating. Today, if our region must be developed, unification. And this unification is only achievable through consultation. It's only achievable through consultation. And then once you have been able to unify everybody together, you empower them. While we were planning to begin to empower a cross section of our people, the empowerment was go to the bush. The men are in the bush. Go to the bush. You can see those in the bush now. They want to come back, they can't come back. And so they are going to hold most of you ransom. Our men are in the bush. Do you fight for freedom in the bush? Our men, they are in the bush. If they see you in the bush, anything that happened to animal, we will do it to you. Our men are in the bush. This is who want development. People in the bush are coming to the city. People in the city are going to the bush. Atoro. It is our responsibility to develop our land. And today, in the last 3 years, the Southeast has gone down economically and otherwise because of Nnamdi Kanu. And then I'm supposed to come here and blame the government. Oh, you are not making our place to develop. Oh, you are frustrating. I understand the game the country is playing against us as a people. But we allowed it. I'm sure Nigeria has not yet passed policy to frustrate mechanic people. And I'm sure that supposed that attack of Fulani herdsmen were almost 50% manufactured. And I'm sure that when we respond to those supposed killer Fulani herdsmen, they will not repeat it again. And I'm sure that if with one voice we march on the street to register our displeasure, irrespective of the tyrant that is in position, that nonsense will stop. But how can it stop when we don't even know what we want? And having empowered the youth, you educate them. How do you educate them? Teach them biology, chemistry, and physics. I listened to one audio on one WhatsApp Facebook. It's coming from one Igbo group that is encouraging Igbos to speak their language. If I have my full facility, if I'm in the Rui studio now, I would have played it. I almost wept. I said, so there are Igbo people still thinking about this? They're encouraging Igbo people, don't let your language to be lost. See, it was touching. You educate them. You teach them to love themselves. You teach them to love themselves. You teach them to appreciate themselves. You teach them to fight for themselves. You teach them to stand for themselves. And then at the end of the day, in the process of becoming real, the true problem of the people will be revealed. That is the only time you can solve the problem. Everything we are going to do from today will either make us or destroy us. But what I promise you is, if you ever think you're going to shut the guy up, he's going to do this, you're lying. Because I'm your destiny and I'm your doom. What I'm about to say is not much this morning. How do you come to address that Yoruba person telling me that it's normal for you to name Port Harcourt Airport after Obafemi Awolowo? I say it's not normal. And as I say it's not normal, I didn't say you should not name it. The same way, this same current government is telling you that subsidy is a scam. Another government will come. They will tell you that removal of subsidy is a scam. Why are you people fighting ourselves to suffer the next generation? Hausa want to fight Igbo. Igbo want to fight Yoruba. Yoruba want to fight Hausa. And then generation after generation, you make our life misery. Somebody there say, hungry freedom fighter. Why won't I be hungry? With the level of my education, with the grace of God upon my life to be hardworking, why won't I be hungry? I'm hungry. But I'd rather die as a hungry man than to live in affluence, sleeping with single mothers, sleeping with small girls, pregnanting Igbo small girl as a freedom fighter. I have mixed with so many persons. Go and tell them. They will tell you that that guy, there is a way he behaves. If you cannot meet the terms and conditions of agreement, then get out. I'd rather die as a pauper than to live like a Nnamdi Kanu. Fiakwa. Is that supposed to bring development? How do we develop our land? All the money we contributed over the years. What did Nnamdi Kanu do with it? What did Nnamdi Kanu did with it? He hired Simeon Ekpa to change narratives. He hired different useless set of idiots to blackmail. Where are they? Are you still funding them? Have their blackmail been able to achieve anything? Did he develop our land? Now they are in the bush making video. On Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, he sit at home. If we catch you, we will kill you. We are in the bush since the morning. Don't you know you are an idiot to be in the bush? Truth have defense. And so when man fails to defend you, God defends you. Now look at your life. And now, having narrated all these ups and downs, how do we move on? In the past 20 years or 20 years before now, the Hausa youth were almost 90% shoemakers. You call them Abuki. They've metamorphosed. They've upgraded. They are now in every area and aspect of life. Because they are behind empowering their youth. To make sure that the most ignorant of them is capable of fending for himself and his family. Today they are sending you in the bush. All of them are in Abuja, living in the comfort of Nigeria they call zoo. The ones that are not in Abuja, their children are in Canada. On your money, your contribution, your monthly due, idiot. And you are hopelessly coming on my wall to talk rubbish. The way to develop our land is not what I will tell you on Facebook. I'm preparing the mind of our people for what is to come. We are not going to make noise about it, but we will give you results without making noise about it. If you say you are south-south and you are southeast, my dear, you are not going anywhere. You stick by that initiation, that mindset that created one Nigeria, which was three: Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. They didn't mention Gwari. They never mentioned Nupe. They didn't even mention Fulani. They didn't mention a Kale man. They didn't mention a Jebu man, Modakeke man, Elaje man, Arubo. They didn't mention. So why are you mentioning Urubu, Agbo, or this one? We mention these three names and come back and congregate around ourselves and get ourselves out of this rubbish. Nonsense. And so every ethnic nationality trapped within this Igbo region, put your house in order. I remember in my last broadcast, I reminded you, I said, this is what will happen. If you say, because Nnamdi Azikiwe airport is in Abuja, so they have to name Port Harcourt International Airport after Obafemi Awolowo, if you keep quiet, give them the next 10 years. All the airport, the small airport in Igbo land. How many states in the southeast even have airport? Akanibia Airport, they will convert it to maybe Shenuko International Airport. Just mark my word. Because you are not seeing somebody coming to say, I'm a query man, I'm a query man, we don't agree. They have said they have kept quiet. I won't tell you how they will do it, but be watching. What is bad and what is good is good. And while we are trying to correct Nigeria, let us come back home now. How do we develop our land? Now the kind of shenanigan. You trying to divide the Igbo region. You trying to divide the Igbo region. Igbo, organize yourself. Urobo, organize yourself. Ishekiri, Igala, Efik, Ibibio, Anna, organize yourself. But we are all Igbo region. If you agree, we have Yoruba region. If you agree, we have Hausa region. We have Igbo region. These mad people in Igbo land, mumuing themselves, we cure them. Or you don't know they need to be cured. I've crossed that line. Guys, oh, I'm not Igbo. I'm not Igbo. But the truth is coming out gradually. I read an article online. I love reading those articles. One was saying the Igbos of River State and their origin. I don't 100% agree with what the person said, but it's not an issue to debate. But the area I love, that he realized that the Ikwere extraction, the descendant of Iheroha, are from Eka. And we fought Ikwere people. How can you say you come from Edo State? When they say Edo State, you think everybody there is from Esako, Ekpama, Awuchi, Urumi, Abudu, Ozanogogo, Ozanishi. You think everybody there is from Umolua, Wohimi? We have Eka people there. And in the former Midwestern region, our land, as Anyoma people, start from Edo State, Ebake, Eboto, and the rest, and its environ, down to Urugodo, to Ibodo, till you get to Obalu in Anambra. And then you go to River State, you see us in Ibodo, Eche in River State. You see us in the Igbo extraction known as Orashi, Omoko, Akaboka, Peter Odele is Anyoma man. Ndokwa extraction to be precise. Butcher us everywhere. We are Igbo. But we are not Igbo today because of people like Nnamdi Kanu. I want to develop Igbo land. Develop Enugu, develop Anambra. Ogbaru people will soon tell you they know the truth. Go and ask some more of Ogbaru. And tell me why you don't have Omo in Enugu. Tell me why you don't have Omo in Ebonyi. We already know the truth. Nigerians should do what is right. But Nigeria is not my problem. My problem is my region. It is our responsibility to develop our land. But as this topic suggests, not on the expense of others. That is why I will not come here and say, oh, Yoruba are killing us. Oh, Hausa is marginalizing us. Oh, what are we doing to ourselves? Let them do what they like to do. When we are serious with ourselves, they will be serious with us. They know we are not serious. Look at one group Nnamdi Kanu form to unite Igbo. Nnamen. Since they went to Omo for Panam, how is it Nnamen? How is he uniting Igbo? Eze, the leader of the Omos, she simply said, let the Igbos go and organize their home. She's the king of the village where Chukuma, Kaduna, and Zogo come from, Okpanam. And when she said, let the Igbos go and organize themselves, it looked as if she's not Igbo. Oh, she's not Igbo, I forgot. Chukuma, Kaduna is not Igbo. Chukuma and Zogo is not Igbo. Atoro everywhere. You want development. Development mean all the errors of the past, correct it, because that is what we are here to do. Correct the errors of our ways in the past. Each time I sit back, I listen to certain Igbo groups, for instance, promoting Igbo culture and the well-being of Igbo people. And I see poisonous, intellectual, dishonest people. And I begin to wonder, because when Ohaneze Ndigbo was formed, you have somebody from my region. He was the first leader of Ohaneze Ndigbo. I've said it always. The first leader of Ohaneze Ndigbo before Iwanyango or Nayangodu or any other one is Anyoma man. Why is it that today we are not part of Ohaneze Ndigbo? Why? If Ohaneze Ndigbo that's supposed to stand Asarewa Consultative Forum, Gidigba like Iroko Tree, don't recognize me as Igbo man. How do you think Igbo land will develop? You think development is how many buildings you have there? You think development is how many tide road? Development is tagged to the level of maturity of individuals. Don't you know Yoruba people are matured? Don't you know Yorubas are mature? When it comes to home affair, Awusas are mature. How mature are we? Ask Iwanyango, who was the first leader for Ohaneze Ndigbo? You think it's the photocopy you carry Ikwere man and make Secretary General? When they use us the complete number, we're not going anywhere. Now, not everybody will like it. But if indeed you are part of Igbo, your spirit will tell you I'm telling you the truth. That is where development starts from. Not on the expense of other people. Like I said, we are not going to see everything here. I'm in Biafra land. I'm not in diaspora. Somebody told me that Nnamdi Kanu made me. He sent me abroad, and now I'm challenging Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not in diaspora. In fact, since I was born, I've never entered an aeroplane in my life. I only saw it. The closest I've gone to aeroplane was, that should be 2008. I handled the renovation, a cross-section of the renovation of Port Harcourt International Airport. I handled that project. That was the closest I went to plane. But I have opened international domiciliary account for people. I have bought ticket for people, business visa for that matter. I have sent over 11 people to abroad, and I have over 10 people. If I put a call now and say I want to go any continent of the world, they will fuel the bill. But I found out that is not what I'm supposed to do. My first visa to leave Nigeria was in 1994. Brooklyn, New York. It didn't work. Then in 1998, I made an attempt to Atlanta, Georgia. It didn't work. And then along the line, I tried to go to Kulu in Germany, and a revelation came. I stopped. But that time has passed. So if I have not entered an aeroplane, how can you say now they can't pay the aeroplane for me and send me abroad? Atoro. Let me tell you one man you know. If I wanted to leave Nigeria, for instance, Uchoka from F4 will pay my bill. It's not a big man. But to save me from Nnamdi Kanu, he was willing to do that. Because most of you thought by now Nnamdi Kanu will kill me. He's not in his place. I am his destiny and I'm his doom. Both DSS, both Tinubu, anybody want to arrest me, don't publish it. I will submit myself for you. It's not in any of your place. You can't do that. Because my hands are clean. You see, as I'm pushing this truth, I am dichoting, I am, maneuvering, I am meandering. Because everything is not supposed to be in the public. But I want to keep you reasoning. So if a Igbo man like me is not an Igbo man, it's a Jaw man you want to tell is Igbo man. It's a ONYIBE man you want to tell is Igbo man. And you are talking about development. And while you are doing it, those below, go to ONYIBE State and see what is happening there. In the southeast now, Enugu was once a regional capital, seat of power for the eastern region. Go to Ebonyi State and tell me that Enugu State is not living in the past glory. Because a governor who has sense is presiding over there. And then people are saying, hey, Nnamdi Kanu is sick, Nnamdi Kanu is sick, Nnamdi Kanu is our savior, and our place is going backward. And you know he still delivered and documented the future generation. Now, let me bring it to an end. We need to develop our region. This development starts by developing the mind of our people. Before you talk about human capacity in terms of finance or infrastructures, you need to develop. And of course, this can only be possible when there is unification. Each time IPOB tell you or Nnamdi Kanu criminal tell you they gave Asari 20 million, ask them what was that 20 million meant for. It was supposed to be development of our youth. But with what I've seen in past years, I know Asari spent over 100 million in support of that 20 million. And you say Nnamdi Kanu is the one that won progress of Igbo people. And I've seen many articles today saying online, oh, Asari hate Igbo with cruel hatred. Asari hate Igbo with cruel hatred. And then what about the one that saying the Igbo Bondoa Borono? Igbos are cause. Ndoa Borono. Wow, as moral individual, when you condemn Asari for what he has said in time past, what do you do to Nnamdi Kanu? let me stop here and go to my Facebook and look at some misguided brothers. Let me start with the last person that made a comment here. It's not very easy for me. This one I say, God bless George ONYIBE for always exposing who. Okay, he say our freedom is around the corner, but before then you will commit suicide. This is Christian Chukwuemeka. Christian Chukwuemeka, I am still here, and believe me, any moment from now I will be a grandfather. So who is suicide again? You think if I die now I lose? But look at you, you are in the bush. You just come out to buy pure water. Pure water now is 30 naira, 250 naira. Buy and go back to the bush. Atoro. Where another bingo? I have Okum Paul. He said, good morning, my Lord. My Lord what? He say, my Lord temporal. Well, Okum, I remain loyal, sir. Good morning, sir. These are one of the men who sacrificed even their comfort of their home, almost everything, to project one useless animal called Nnamdi Kanu. They all know better. They all know better. When you look at Christian Chukwuemeka, you see, he's not mature in the brain. Nnamdi Kanu have men on ground. The only people that will come for me are the people who are employed, hire assassin. And when they come, if you listen to these broadcasts along the line, you will hear sound of dog making noise. So when I have to kill you, I don't need to bury you. Dog will chop you. I will crush your bone for them, idiots. But real IPOB member, know till tomorrow Monday, Nnamdi Kanu is a lunatic. But they don't want to talk. They are not mature in the brain. Where is another? Let me see them. Where are they? Where are they? Of course, don't mind me. Where is another one? He say agent of Janjaweed. I'd rather be agent of Janjaweed than to be Nnamdi Kanu Mugu. I have Ugo Mbakwe. He say we love you and Ijele. He say they love me and Ijele. Thank you, Ugo Mbakwe. And I have another one, Chika Emmanuel. He say Judas of our time. How I wish there is something worse than Judas. I would prefer to answer that than to be associate of the hopeless criminal, low life Nnamdi Kanu. Where is another Nnamdi Kanu animal? I still have Ugo Mbakwe. He say, Mr. ONYIBE, God bless you. And Ijele, the king of the game. I agree with you. Where is another one? Where are those buffoons and incomposed? Where is this one? Okay, this one is handbag, something I can't get it, but he was addressing Nnamdi Kanu Mugus. I have another one say, God bless this George ONYIBE and so on. Then Dan Dollars, you see his name? Child of prosperity. He's a madman. Where are they? Useless set of animal. No, destroy Igbo land. The only Igbo land we used to be proud of. The only Igbo land that once we cross River Niger, we have peace. The only Igbo land that anything we are looking for, we find it in the southeast. The only Igbo land we can consider as is Urukeme. Now, idiot Nnamdi Kanu has spoiled it, and hopeless animals are supporting him. Now you are running away from Igbo land. Come to Asaba now. Asaba is booming. Give it 3 years. If you don't get yourself, all the company and industry in Asaba and Onitsha will come to Asaba, and we will accommodate them and protect them. Atoro. And they will marry our sister from Asaba and Abo, and they will not marry your sisters. And when your sisters don't see husband, they go to hotel and turn to Ashawu. Have you thought about it, Atoro? No, destroy Onitsha now because Benjamin Madubugu is there. You are talking to me. The era of trying to give you a sweet sermon is over. Woe betide all of you. The point is that most of these animals don't even know the consequence of what they are doing to our people. Mumu. This one say, he say, see Mumu man. Who be Mumu now? Very soon, all the whole Onitsha people, Anambra will be in Asaba. Do you see the house rent of Asaba now? It's even more expensive than Abuja. Why? Go and study economics. Some are relocating to Akwa Ibom. You are very wise. Give us Biafra. Biafra will come today. Now, let me tell you something. As I'm speaking to you, I just hear sound outside. And they say, oh, Biafra, don't come. This Biafra we are fighting for. And I say, who bring the Biafra? They say, it's in Nnamdi Kanu. You will see the war that Biafra will see. Nnamdi Kanu cannot give us Biafra. And any Biafra coming from Nnamdi Kanu is dead on arrival. I believe in Biafra. I stand by Biafra. And I profess and defend Biafra for all eternity. But you see, Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu is a game over. So if you are following Nnamdi Kanu or Simeon Ekpa or any other tout giving you Biafra, we are waiting for you. You don't know if you need a mono. You don't know if you need a bono. Have you ever wondered why Nnamdi Kanu is avoiding me? Have you ever wondered why Nnamdi Kanu is avoiding me? All their juju no fit kill me. All their high assassin no fit kill me. All their connection no fit shot me. Have you ever wondered? Well, having attended to them, I encourage Nigerian people, whether you are Yoruba Nigeria or Hausa Nigeria or Igbo Nigeria, you are a Nigerian individual. Let's get it straight. You cannot be our enemy. And your position is not an issue to discuss because you have your reason. I have not been to Ghana. I have not been to Benin Republic. I may not have been to South Africa or any other part of Africa. They can't be my enemy because our line has not crossed. Our line crossed today because we are here together. And we do what we do because we believe and we know that Nigeria is not fair to all of us. Forget about whether your brother is president now or your brother Tom to be president tomorrow. Or I think you understand. Emilio, you get the point. Forget about that. But look at our life. I want to believe that after 70, 80 years, any life where you live no be life again. And how many of us even get up to that 70, 80 years? So 60, you don't prepare your load to go. And now you are 55, you don't suffer past Methuselah. You don't suffer past Zacchaeus. You don't suffer past all the suffering people known in the history of humanity. And you have Nigeria. You know, get sense. And if our life be taken from us, and we know how we got there, can't we prepare the platform for our children to live a better life? Oyibo don't do that one for their children already. So if you be Yoruba, you call my platform. If I talk with you know like, correct me. But if you be idiot, if you say based on the lie your father tell you, you go attack me, I go respond to you because thunder go fire you. It's applicable to you if you be Hausa. I'm open to correction. I'm approachable. But once I mark you that you are a criminal, like I'm marking Nnamdi Kanu, only your repentance will make me change my mind. I still remain Judge ONYIBE, trying to remind our people this morning that the first step to take is unification. And after unification, equipping our people, not just financially, their mind most especially. And then other things will fall in place. There are a lot of projects going on. We're not talking it on social media. We set up de facto customary government. It was for a purpose. I said Nnamdi Kanu here. It tells Simeon Ekpa go set up de facto customary government. Now Simeon Ekpa na minister in exile. Atoro. Anything we say we won't do to extricate our people from this misery, they go sabotage them. So now we know they talk here again. If you love our people, if you want our people to progress and regain their relevance, the way forward no be on social media. This is my platform for now. Inbox me, ask me question. Maybe I will be able to give you insight on what we are doing and what you should do. We should be able to say, I am a fake man. You'll be able to hit your hand in the chest and say, I am Idoma man. I am a Gala man. I am a Do man. I am Igbo man. I'm from the Igbo region of Nigeria. But of course, if you are Hausa region, fine, I love you. If you are Yoruba region, fine, it's well with you. When you hear about, what's the name of this guy? Shewore. So some of you think Shewore is Yoruba. It's a Jaw man. He either fall under the Arubo or the Laje. But it's Yoruba now. Shewore can pretend to be friend of Nnamdi Kanu or any Igbo politician. But Yoruba and he know in the heart of heart where he belongs to. But he can't be proud to tell you, I'm a Biafran. Why will he do that? When he has a organized, developed Yoruba land that can absorb him and allow him to contest for president, even though they will not support him. Have you seen anybody antagonize him? You are the one antagonizing Peter Obi. You are the one still complaining the rig Peter Obi Atoro everywhere. I'm not talking to all of you. I'm talking to those criminals hiding under the umbrella of Igbo and destroying the Igbo region. We are in the Igbo. We are in the Igbo. They are all criminals and tout. Any of you, the day God go punish you, now the day you mention my name, make I tell you your mama and your papa history. But you are not my enemy. We are suffocating. We have gone through a lot. The best we can do for our people now is how do we get ourselves out of this mess? Feel free to inbox me. You can curse, you can reason with me. But in the coming days, I will, I'll be pointing it out for you gradually. Let people see the influence of positivity. And then they will understand that we really want what we want. I sign off from here. We'll continue from here tomorrow. And of course, I will not be online tomorrow. But by next tomorrow, I shall come and give you update. Look around you. 3 nations make up Nigeria. 3 nations. Igbo nation, Yoruba nation, and Hausa nation. Anyone you fall under, go and develop it. Anyone you fall under, go and equip them. Empower the next generation. Goodbye for now, and do have a nice day.